birthday. Woo! You like this song. Lucas Sapio, come on. The Italian royal family, the future Sugar Ray Raper.
Good Lord, send me an angel down. I need some help before I drown. My house is full of stinging snakes.
We are doing new great, Nancy.
They
Thank
crawl
you.
in my bed, crawl in my head. Trouble all the time, trouble in my mind. The road is dark and long. How far can a good man go wrong? Trouble
Mom,
on
how you
my
doing?
mind,
Girl.
trouble all the time. The road is dark and long. How far can a good man go wrong? I wish I had my heart in my hand. I'll show you, woman, how to treat a man. I'll show you,
I
woman,
told you,
how to
woman,
treat
how to
a
treat a
man.
man.
Nobody knows what the future has in
Yes, it is.
store.
It is really cold.
Trouble all the mind, trouble all the time. The road is dark and long. How can a good man go wrong? Trouble all the time, trouble on my mind. Road is dark and long. How can a good man go wrong? Trouble on my mind, trouble all the time. Road is dark and long. How can a good man go wrong? Trouble on my mind, trouble all the time. The road is dark and long.
Eric Sassaman, that name came up again.
Trouble, trouble till troubles.
Trouble, baby. There you go. That's me and the Italian royal family. We love doing it. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Sugar Shack, y'all. Nancy Lee, Jennifer John, Frederick Lawson, Darren Pugh, Judy, Elias, Pat Cadam, Marty, all the way from Marty is cold. Well, you're in Norway, Marty. I bet it is cold. Big Red, all the way from Milwaukee. Hello from snowy Milwaukee. 6 to 9 inches today. The heavy stuff at 30 degrees, icy and slippery. A good day to work from home. You know, like anytime you living in Milwaukee, it's probably a good day to work from home other than the summertime. David Brown, what's going on? Ed Carr, Kent Boats. So anyway, how's everybody doing? Oh, thank you, buddy, for putting up the virtual tip jar. I appreciate that love. She's always got my back, her and Eric. We got a great show lined up for you today. I have to apologize, Miss Joanne Connor. I tried to put something out last night. Is not going to be able to be here. She got blessed to be doing a national commercial, and I ain't mad at her. You know, get in where you fit in. God bless you. We'll get her on down the road somewhere. But you know, in this day and age, if you can make that money, you make that money. But as the old folks say, you make that money. Don't let that money make you. That's a whole other story. And that's a whole other segment. We'll talk about that later. Today, though, what I want to talk about today is soul food. Now, I ain't just talking about Southern soul food because some of y'all ain't from the South and have no idea what the heck I'm talking about. But just soul food. What is your soul food? Now, look, I don't know what the heck has been going on. I cooked some collard greens yesterday, day before yesterday. I drove to Safeway. I drove the Fry's. I drove the Boschers. I drove the two butchers and can't find no ham hocks anywhere. Pam went online and tried to order some ham hocks and couldn't get no ham hocks. When the hell did there become a ham hock shortage on the West Coast? I just want to know what's going on. I got a whole pile of red beans in there. I'm gonna do the red beans and rice, but I got some pinto beans, some navy beans, and I'm not one of them fatback cats. I'm from East Texas. I got to get me some smoked ham hock to put in there. If they're gonna make me go, they're gonna make me go steal somebody's pig. I got a whole thing of pecan wood and mesquite out the back. There's gonna be some footless pigs running around Arizona if I don't get my ham hock. Let's talk about it, y'all. Today I got a special guest who came in to save my hiding, and I had him on ready to come in for next month, but he's coming in this month, and then we'll bring him in again next month. To replace Miss Joanne Connor, we have the lovely, the talented, the original Mr. Larry Fulcher. We're gonna bring him in just a moment. We're gonna play one more video. Matter of fact, before I play, because Larry's played with everybody, I'm gonna bring Larry up for a second. I got this one thing I want to play. Where did it go? Because Larry's done it all. And if this is a reggae type joint that Larry did, I'm gonna bring Larry up and I want him to explain this to you. But let me see. We got people from London in the house. We got people from Norway in the house. Wisconsin in the house. Pat Cannon. After all New Year, new beginnings, all the best. United States Marine Corps. Simplified double dog. Jody Elias loves me some collard greens with bacon. Collard greens with you can put a little bacon in there. I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? My collard greens, I cook mine down. I cook them slow, take me forever. But I cook mine down with just onions. I put a little jalapeno juice in there, a little apple cider vinegar in there, just a little bit, not too much. And then I let that cook down till I get my juice, throw my ham hocks in there, let that simmer. And then I don't even serve them that day. I let that sit in there overnight. The next day I reheat them, then I serve them to you. Because then you're going to slap your mama. Because you're going to be like, why the hell you didn't make these for me before? But, I'm from the country, and where I'm from, even if you was a boy, you had to learn to cook. My grandma always said a man should always be able to take care of himself. But that's her word. We're going to talk about that later. We're going to talk about that later. But I just don't understand why I couldn't find ham hocks. That's crazy. Let's bring up Mr. Larry Fulcher, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. The one, the only, Mr. Larry Fulcher. There he is, live in the flesh.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, man. I'm still black and old, but I'm on this side of the grass. I told you that earlier.
Hey, man. We're both from East Texas, and I'm thinking the ham hocks, you just go out to the smokehouse.
I wish. I wish. Big Papa always had a smokehouse.
Yes, right.
I wish I could.
Well, my town is Groveton. You know where that's at, right? Between, by Lufkin and Crockett and all that stuff.
Yeah, you up that way.
Piney Woods.
Man, we used to spend a lot of time up in Lufkin. I used to roll through Crockett, but I used to spend a lot of time down in Henderson and Monroe. Every once in a while we go way down, like we call it way down like Marshall or something. But we spend a lot of time around there, Jacksonville, all that up in there, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, you we from the Piney Woods. That's East Texas.
That's what I'm talking about.
I hate to tell you this, if you're black, you can, and if you're white walking around there, you look too hard, you probably can too.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
A whole lot of that going on. Well, look, I wanted to play this one song first. This is I wanted to play up this reggae joint. Then we're gonna get some more questions about this soul food thing. And I got a couple questions for you. But I'm gonna move myself off the screen, and I'm gonna do set up this reggae joint right here. You tell me all about it.
Well, man, it's like blues, reggae, all of this stuff that came to this continent from West Africa. So, there's a kinship between the two musics. So I got, like in the late 70s, I started going to Jamaica a lot, and I made friends with a lot of Jamaican musicians and started playing reggae music. And I'm a bass player, but if I went to Jamaica, I was working with cats like Sly and Robbie or the Wailers. So since I could play keyboards, they started using me as a keyboard player. So this particular song is sung by a lady named Barbara Page, and we cut this at Bob Marley's Hope Road studio probably 4 months before Bob passed. And the band is the Wailers, with this cat from Texas on keyboards pretending that he's Joe Sample.
I like that. I like that. All right,
Hey, Judy.
all right. So we're gonna go ahead and start this one. I'm gonna move it to my screen. So before I start this one, is there anything else you want to say about it? Is that it?
No, I mean, it's just a serious groove. Drums and bass are killing it. A little bit of gospel piano, and Jamaican cats are playing their asses off.
All right, let's check it out.
And that's the tune. It's relevant today. Babylon Must Fall. It's written in red.
I like that, brother. Babylon Must Fall.
No more
Right on, man. I like that. I like that, baby. I like that. Y'all, this is my guest, Mr. Larry Fulcher, ladies and gentlemen. For those of y'all
Hey,
that don't know, he is the bass player for the Ruthie Foster Band. He is the bass player for Taj Mahal. He's the bass player off and on with Bunny Raitt and a million other people. Great bassist, blues man, soul man, reggae, rock, you name it. Pain to put, he's just a great damn musician, a good man. I'm glad to know him. So,
thank
hey,
you, Ray. You're
so
too nice.
when did you guys record that, Larry?
In January of 1981. Doesn't sound like it's that old. I mean,
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You recorded that in 81?
In Kingston, yeah.
Man, that sounds like right now.
It does. I mean, the mix is popping. And all the Jamaican cats grew up listening to R&B and soul music.
Right.
I mean, so they got the thing. We had so much commonality, but I just had to lean a little bit in their direction.
Yeah.
And we came up with a gumbo,
What facilitated, what made you go from, I mean, a lot of people don't realize this, when I was growing up, there was a lot of Jamaicans living in Houston at the time. Like all of a sudden, the Houston area had became like Jamaica Central for Texas. It was weird.
Mm-hmm.
But what made you, what facilitated you going all the way to Bob's place in Kingston and recording this album?
Well, man, I was born in Houston, but I grew up in Southern California. So,
okay.
At the time that we were, we did that, I was starting to get into reggae, and so I had a friend named Jack Miller who said, man, let's go down to Kingston, introduce you to some cats down there. So at the time I was working with Joe Sample, but I was also recording with Smokey Robinson. So the Jamaicans were like,
wait a minute, back up. See what I'm saying? People they're so huge. So you was working with Joe Sample?
Yeah, Joe's from Houston, man. Joe's my big brother. Joe and Wilton, Sticks, and them cats. I love them guys, man. They kind of adopted me musically, and
well, that's a hell of a family to get adopted into.
Yeah. But I learned a lot. Man, I thought I knew, because and I'm working with Smokey and I'm working with Motown. So I'm thinking, yeah, I know how to do this. Yeah, blah blah blah. And then I met Joe and Wilton, and I go, well, no, I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know nearly as much as I thought. But so this great friend of mine named Jack Miller said, man, let's go down to Kingston. So we went, and there was a session with this great reggae vocal group called the Mighty Diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in the studio, and I don't know enough about keyboards to get in the way, which in reggae is really helpful.
Yeah.
So from the first session, they thought I was a keyboard player.
I have another friend. The same thing happened to him.
Yeah.
And his name is Al Cooper. And he was telling me, he told me the story about how he got into the super sessions with Dylan and those guys. He was a guitarist. He went jump on the keyboards, But like he said, he always told me, he said, people thought that I was making this revolutionary thing by playing behind the music. He said, I was playing behind the music because I wasn't a keyboard player and I didn't know what the chords were. And then it became this style.
Al Cooper's a bad boy. Blood, sweat, and tears. That's a bad man.
Yeah, he's a good guy too. I love him, But go ahead.
But there's just a kinship in the music. So when it came time to do this Barbara Page record, she was a good friend. So I went down and we stayed at University of West Indies and went to Bob's house to record. And I was kind of teaching guys the tunes, and they said, man, well, you play keyboards. So I'm in this room with the Wailers, with Family Man Barrett on bass, who's just a sick bass player, and his and his brother Carly on drums, and all these other Chenna Smith and Cat Core from Third World playing guitar, all these great players. So we had a ball, man. We had a ball.
Wow. Wait a minute. Somebody said they've been trying to get on for 30 minutes. They can't. You can't try. You can't try. You can try. YouTube. And on Facebook, it's my artist page at the Sugar Ray Rayford. Okay, sorry about that, sir.
Oh, no
That,
worries.
that's a great actress, Miss Chavez Ravine. She became a fan as of last night and wanted to really see the show today. So you've done a lot of stuff. I've been very fortunate. You know, first time I saw you was with Taj Mahal and the Venom Blues Band. That was the first time I actually saw you. I found out later that I had listened to a bunch of your stuff, but I mean, the first time I actually physically saw you was there. And then I know you've done some stuff with Anika Chambers, and then I know recently you've been with Ruth Foster. I know last night you were in the studio with Taj. Y'all recording a new album. Y'all have y'all. Is there a title? Is there a name for that album yet?
Now Taj will come up with a name. You know, I don't even worry about that. He'll come up with a name.
It's like that. Huh?
It's like that. But you know, we got to decide which tunes are going to make the final cut. Like I was telling you, we recorded 25 songs.
Wow. Wow.
And it's a great, great, great collection of songs. One is a reggae song that Bob Marley wrote for Taj called "Talking Blues."
Wow.
So
do I have that one?
Oh, well, no, you don't have our version.
Crap. Okay, I like to have had that.
But I mean, you can listen to it sometime. And we got a hold of Ziggy Marley, who I've known since he was 12 or 13, and got him to come and put some vocals on it as well. So, but it's a great collection of tunes. You know, rhythm and blues is our stuff. And to play with Taj, it helps.
Yeah.
To be able to incorporate, you know, a lot of influences, West African, Caribbean, Mississippi, North Carolina, Texas. You know, Taj is he's an amazing dude.
Yeah.
So it just helps to be able to change clothes real quick sometimes when you're playing with him, you know, to adopt a different character.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I mean, I've been pursuing that. Same line in my little career. You know, it's like, you know, if you look at my little body of work, you know, I've gone from Delta blues to, you know, pretty much just backwater soul and then everything in between. And for me, it's because that music is all of that lends to the blues and just the music. Period. Just good music. It's
yeah.
You know, they call it Americana now, but I just still call it roots music. Blues, reggae, soul, all that stuff, gospel, is roots music, and you know, even country, you know, which is you know, but and I hate that people limit themselves to these imaginary walls, and I think that the audience, including my audience, which is why I'm always trying to expose them to different things as well as great blues, and you coming on tonight is really good because then they get to see a well-established quote unquote blues man and get to understand that he's much more than just the sum of that, you know, and what led to that.
Okay, this little story. My thing with blues. I always thought I was an R&B musician, so especially once I got to work with Smokey. But one day we're in the studio with the Crusaders, and we were playing a tune that I had written, and they were producing B.B. King at the same time. So BB's in the studio and he's listening and he goes, "Young fella, you should be playing the blues." And I had a brilliant answer. I said, "BB, the only way in the world I could be more broke than I am right now would be if I was playing the blues." Yeah. So we fast forward to some years later, and I won this Grammy with Taj, and you know, we won contemporary blues, and BB won traditional. So me and BB are backstage, and I'm holding my Grammy, and he's holding his, and he goes, "So, how the blues treating you, young fella?" I said, "Blues is all right. The blues is all right."
Wow, that had to be pretty cool.
It was cool, man. It was cool.
So are you saying the Crusaders were producing BB's album?
Yeah, they were produced. My band was called the Friends Band, and we did R&B and reggae. And at the same time, they were producing BB. So we were all in the studio kind of at the same time. The BB cut this tune called "You Better Not Look Down." You better not look back, which is really a Crusaders track, and they put lyrics to it for BB.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Michael Hauser. What did Michael Hauser says? Two of my favorite guys. Taj and Larry are friends of mine. Friends and former bandmate Gary Bavano has played with Sugar. Very cool, all the way. Yeah, Gary was with me off and on for many years. Gary Bavano, yeah,
Yeah.
right on. Okay, so how did you go from Smokey Robinson to Taj? How did that situation come about? If you don't mind, if you could talk about it.
Well, I met the other guys in the Phantoms around 1990, and
Okay.
we got a little weekend. No, I mean we had a weekly gig at this club called the Mint in LA.
Yeah, I remember, man. Yeah,
And
I remember, man.
yeah, and small club, but
Yeah,
then we had a producer friend named John Porter
I've
who
heard that
got
name.
who got the job producing Taj. And Taj had been making these solo records, or just he didn't really want a band.
Yeah.
Didn't need one. So John introduced him to us, and that's what led to us working with Taj. And once we started it, that's 27, almost 28 years ago. I mean,
I'm about to say, you guys have been together with him for quite some time. I mean, how many
yeah,
albums? Can you remember how many albums have you guys done with Taj? I
man,
don't want to put you on the spot, so
I was looking at this thing on allmusic.com in the Discog, and it turns out that I have probably either me or the other guys in the band, but I have done probably all or parts of 12, 14, 15 records with Taj.
wow.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a discography just for one artist.
Yeah, he's our brother, man. I love the dude to death. I just love him.
Well, how did you? Because I love Johnny, I love Mike, I love you, love Tony, I love all you guys. It was just day I met you guys, and the great thing I always tell people, I said I've been really lucky because even if I don't know who people are, I always try to treat everyone with respect anyway. But you guys never came off like what you should. You're all Grammy nominated, Grammy winning guys. People don't even know that. But you guys have always, you guys always, just like you are right now, you just a regular cat that I can come up to and talk to like a regular cat. And I know to you it's like you just, but in our business, there's a lot of people who, I just appreciate you guys were always that way.
Oh man, I found that the greatest musicians were always nice people because they knew what it took to get there. And once you can communicate and have a musical conversation, you can, all that ego and anything else is irrelevant. It's just you're in a room having a conversation when you're playing music. So nothing to trip about it. Just man upstairs. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Every morning, thank you, God. So you just take that approach.
Right on, my brother.
Yeah.
Please don't never change, man.
It's too late. That's it.
There's not that many good people on this planet, and I'm trying to hold on to every last one of my five. Get my fly paper. Where my fly paper at? Listen, before we go, I want do anything else. I'm gonna move myself out the way. I want to play this one by Taj Mahal. I'm gonna let you set this one up too, if you don't mind.
Oh, Queen Bee. The thing I love about Taj is he doesn't give you much instruction or direction. It's just like, okay, this is what we're going to play, and you play what you feel. So, I mean, to me, it has like a West African groove. It has an R&B thing to it. It has a definite Caribbean thing. So, I just picked up the bass and followed the vocal. And this tune has turned out to be a classic, if I do say so myself. And I love it, and I never, ever, 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 ever get tired of hearing Queen Bee. That's the story.
to my soul. Oh, to rock me to my soul. Ooh, rock me to my soul. Oh, rock me to my soul. Sweet on the honeybee, baby been sweet on me, sweeter than a honeybee. Oh, my queen bee. Ooh, she rock me to my soul. Oh, rock me to my soul. Ooh, rock me to my soul. Oh, rock me to my soul. These songs were made for lovers. Lovers and 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 lovers. My soul, queen bee.
Queen. I like that. Wow, that's beautiful, man. That's the first time I've ever heard that, Larry.
Are you serious?
Remember now, I'm still a newcomer, man. I come out of the church.
Okay.
I come out of the church, so I'm still absorbing stuff. And so stuff, a lot of the stuff that came out before, I would say before like '96, everything is still new to me because I had quit music, so and joined the Marine Corps and all that. So it's like I've been still reabsorbing stuff. So that's the first time I've heard that. I love that. That was beautiful, man. It's almost hypnotic. It was so, I don't even know how to describe that. That was great, man.
Oh, it's a meditation. Like once it starts, you go into this channel and you just ride that wave, until you get to the end, and then it's almost like you take a breath at the beginning and then you exhale at the end, like, okay.
That's when you know you got it right, man. Wow. Wow. Okay, so now I know you've done some stuff with well, I want to make sure. I know that the Phantom Blues Band done stuff with Bunny Raitt. Were you part of that also, right?
No, man. I'm I've toured with Bonnie and I have subbed. She has a great bass player, Hutch Hutchinson, who's just a bad boy.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't know. Okay.
So there's times when Hutch would be doing stuff and Bonnie would call me to come out and sub. And then in 2009, we got to do this tour with Taj and Bonnie called Bontage Roulette. Okay. So I spent a half a year on the road, and we mismatched the bands, we'd go back and forth. So sometimes I'm playing with Taj, sometimes I'm playing with Bonnie. Sometimes there's two bass players. Sometimes if it's a reggae tune, I switch to keyboards. But just to she's great. She's a dear friend. And then I moved to Austin. I'd play at Antone's and she'd come down and, we just, okay, Bonnie Raitt story. I went to University of Minnesota and Bonnie's brother, Steve, was a bartender at the campus bar. Okay. And he's always talking about my little sister. Oh, no, your little sister. You got to meet my little sister. So she came and I got to meet Bonnie like in the early 70s in Minneapolis. And the more we talked, I grew up in Santa Ana, California. And Bonnie's uncle, old Doc Raitt, was my mom's doctor.
Wow, okay.
Back in the late 50s, early 60s. So, we just have this kind of kinship musically and non-musically. She's a neat lady, a sweet lady.
Right on. So it's always that it's that 6 degrees or anymore. It's like 3 degrees of separation. It's kind of weird how things like that actually work out, but it's true.
Yeah. So I knew her uncle and her brother Steve before I met her. So
wow.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Very, very good. Now, like I said, this is like last minute. I mean, I was gonna bring on today and talk about soul food today, but my man Larry is here, and I'm letting him do what he do because I never have no. Kind of like when I play live, like, you guys like, what we gonna do? This? There's no set. Y'all just know all the songs. Come on, we gonna play, have fun.
Yeah, we're just gonna play.
We're gonna play. Miss Ruthie Foster, and I know she and I can folk. I mean, because I got folks that look just like her, same head. Yeah. How did it happen with you and Ruthie? If you can talk about that.
That's another one. It goes back to before she was Ruthie Foster in parentheses. When I first met Ruthie, I had moved to Austin, say in '92. And besides Taj, I played with this reggae group in Texas called the Killer Bees.
Oh, yeah.
And they would tell me.
I didn't know you were that. Jesus, Larry.
So, Papa Molly, Malcolm Wellborn, would tell me about this lady who lived over in College Station named Ruthie Foster. And at the time, okay, Ruthie, I'm going to tell the truth. Did I ever go to Dinkytown? Ever go to Al's Diner, Bonnie Burkert? Yes, I did. Of course I went to, of course. Come on now.
That's my other media person. Glenda the Good Way, Bonnie Burkert.
But, when I met Ruthie, she was installing cable for Time Warner, trying to figure if this was really the thing that she needed to be doing.
Yeah.
So she would come in and she'd come and hear the Killer Bees. She would sit in with us. So when I started playing with Taj, we were going to be doing a show in Austin, and he said, well, we don't have an opening act. I said, man, I know this girl named Ruthie Foster, who at the time just had a duo. Yeah. And she came and was the opening act, and just, she sings like Ruthie, it was that person. So we started, we've been on several records together in Austin. And her album Truth is produced by a good friend of mine named Chris Goldsmith, who called and says, man, you know Ruthie Foster, right? And I go, yeah. And he goes, you want to play bass on her record? And I said, sure. Who's in the band? He goes, I don't know yet, but we got Robin Ford. I go, okay. So, well, we need a drummer. And I had a guy from Santa Ana, Rock Dedrick, who at the time was playing with Tracy Chapman. Give me one reason to stay here. So we put this band together of Robin and Rock Dedrick.
It's funny, I met Rock Dedrick. I was with a funk band at that time. But
Rock?
Well, I knew him from Larry Mitchell. Mitchell.
Yeah.
On that track and all that. So 6 Degrees. Go ahead.
Yeah. So we went down to Memphis and did this record, and we got keyboard player from Al Green. Reverend Charles, give me the last name. Hodges.
Oh, okay, the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. And him and Jim Dickinson.
I don't know.
Jim's great. Jim's no longer with us. His kids are in the North Mississippi All-Stars. Those are his sons. And Jim had played with the Rolling Stones and everybody. So it's another case where you got this amalgamation of people and Ruthie, and everything was done, no overdubs. We just went in and cut this record in 3 days. Wow. And the title song, Truth, was a jam. Ruthie had said these lyrics came to her the night before as she was taking a shower, getting ready to go to bed. She said, you think we can do this? Well, sure, we can do this. So put in the key of E, which is a great bass player key. I got that low fat E string. Yeah. And Robin just played his ass off, and it was her first Grammy nomination.
Well, it should be. And not only was the vocals good, and the lyrics good, look at the band she had behind it.
Well, it was another thing. It's like a conversation. If you speak the language, you go into a room and you talk. And that's how that whole album came together. But this Truth is just a bad MF. I'm sorry, radio sponsors, but it is. It just is. Hit it. Woo!
Somebody asked me what it really mean to be true. the TV screen. You can't read it in a book, no. You won't see it in the future, no matter how hard you look, y'all. You know, truth ain't hard to find. You know, truth sitting deep inside. And now truth can be in disguise. You don't have to go far. Truth is right where you are. Somebody ask me what it really means to be true. Somebody tell me what it means to you. You're trying to find it in the government door and look for it in the courthouse too. Try to speak it in a cell phone now, waiting to hear it on the radio news. You can't find it in a whisper. You can't find it in a shout, no. You can't find it in the schoolyard, darling. Sing about it in the church house. Look out now. I said truth, yeah, hard to hide. You know truth, somewhere deep inside. You know truth, can change your mind. And truth, can make it in disguise. Now you don't have to go far. Truth is right where you are. You got truth now. I got truth now.
I like that.
Well,
right on, man. Wow.
As you can tell, we didn't have an ending, so we.
No, I think that, you know, I mean, I got blessed this time last year with a Grammy nomination, which I didn't see coming. That was crazy.
You deserve it. You deserve it. Yeah, you do.
But what I'm saying though is, I love spontaneity. This is why when I'm touring, I don't do a set list. You know, my band knows all my songs. Yeah. And sometimes even in the studio, I think it's a great thing. Sometimes producers now they want to control every decibel, but I think sometimes that's just letting things. You know, people like Green Onions. A lot of people don't know that was just a jam. The song Green Onion. People don't realize that was never a song. That was just them. I forgot who they were waiting for. Who was supposed to be the lead singer that day? I forgot who it was. I've heard the whole story, and luckily the engineer, whoever was that was running the board, was smart enough. The band was just warming up, waiting for the lead singer to come, and he pushed record, and that's how you got Green Onions.
And how old was Booker? Like 18, 19 years old? It was just a baby.
A baby.
Yeah.
So, but that could have been missed. If you listen to a producer like, thank God the engineer was like, you know what, this sounds good. I'm gonna record this. Even though you don't know I'm recording it, I'm gonna record it. It just did. You know, anyway. But that is amazing. So I've met you and Ruthie. I think we did the cruise together and a couple other little places. She's always a sweetheart of a person. I try not to bother people. I don't go bother. I mean, I come talk to you because to me you like family. And then this last time we found out we from she and I found out we from the same neck of the woods, and I was like, uh-oh. It might be some kinfolk.
She is family, man. I love her. And I just think about we're talking about blessings.
Yeah.
You know, I'm right now working on records with Ruthie Foster and with Taj Mahal. You know what I mean? It's like just like what a blessing to be in that situation. That's insane. That's insane.
It is a blessing.
Yeah.
But you worked your butt off, and you know, I believe in karma, and energy begets energy. So you know, you deserve that too. Not only was it a blessing, but you deserve that blessing.
Well, you and I also know, man, a lot of it is grandma's prayers.
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely, bro. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Big Mama, and that's not just putting it out there saying that. I mean, I literally would not be sitting here. We wouldn't be having this conversation if it wasn't for my grandma, for Big Mama. Just no way. It just would not happen. All right. Well, look, I know that you've been doing some producing too. You produced good things. I know. I've already had this young lady on the show. She came on the show, and then she came back another time and brought like 8 other people with her. They bum rushed me one night. I was doing Terry O'Dobby, and next thing I know, it was her and Shakura Saida and
Shakura, she's that girl's something else.
It was about 6 of them. They rushed me on the show. I was like, "How did y'all all?" They called it. But look, here's what I love this girl. This is the day I met her. I said, "You wild is all I know. You remind me of the female version of me."
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Miss Anika Chambers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna play this one by Anika. Now, did you produce this album?
Yes, I did.
And you produced it and playing on this album?
Yeah, my friend Rich Cagle and I were judges in a blues challenge, and she was a contestant, and she didn't win. But my friend Rich and I went, "What? She didn't win? Let's do some demos." And that collection of demos turned into her first album. So, and this is the third one. Yeah, and this is another badass groove that just came from getting good players in the room without a bunch of forethought and saying, "Okay, let's have a conversation." And it has a similar ending to the Ruthie Foster tune. You know, there was no ending; we just kind of stopped, fired up.
Listen, 5 long years I've done my best to love you. 5 long years you never even tried. You give a little, then you take it back. You keep me wondering where you at. You keep me believing your lies. You say you don't like what you see. I'm not the girl I used to be. I get that's what you made me. That's what you made me. No man ever wants a jealous woman. Lord knows I ain't never wanted to be one. But you're slipping out and you're sneaking in. You keep me wondering where you've been. Got to hear from my friends what you've done. You say I'm hard to come home
what you made
Right on, right on. I like that. Oh, let me get that started again. And I love Anika from the first day I met her, man. I was like, all right, okay, all right, yeah. I got you, Shorty. And she's been a sweetheart, and I've seen her all over the world, and bless her. You know, she's doing really, really well, and congratulations on her new marriage. And but you know, it's this music where it's weird, you know, it's amazing because you meet people, you know. I was just thinking the other day about Wee Willie Walker, you know, and
oh man, okay.
I know. But I met Wee Willie. I was doing, I think it was my first blues cruise. I was still with the Manish Boys, and it was one of those jam nights. You know how we do the jams all night long. And
Mhm.
so I wasn't sitting there because I had boat throat. And every time I get on there, I get boat throat. But I was sitting over there chilling, and I was talking to Jennifer Magnus, and all of a sudden this short cat walked up to me and said, "Hey man, I really dig what you're doing," and we just struck up as like friends because I didn't know that Wee Willie had paid his own way to get on the cruise. He just figured that
Oh,
he wanted to break back into the music business. He had heard about the blues cruise, so he paid his own way on so he could sit in at the jams at night. And so
oh
one night,
man.
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard him singing, you know, just hanging out. And I was sitting back as a singer. I was sitting back like, who the hell is that cat? You know, and I don't know what brought that up, but I was thinking about it like with Anika. You know, it's like these jams, the pro jams. You know, you never know what's going to come out of it. I mean, my whole career changed because of the jam. I don't know if you know that. My whole career, you know, I was with I went from soul funk, and then I was with Aunt Kizzy's boys for a while, and I moved to L.A. And everything happened to me when I moved to L.A. because of the jam at Cozy's. I wound up taking over the Cozy's jam, but
Yeah.
everything that happened now happened because of that jam and the people that I met at that jam. It's amazing. And I tell young artists all the time, you know, when you're going into these jams, I said, you know, it doesn't matter who you play with. You need to make sure that you lift whoever you play with up to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and not only that, you know, the jam is you don't know who you're meeting when you go to a jam.
Yeah.
Because you know, like I said, I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody, so I
Yeah.
treated everybody with respect anyway. But come to find out, I knew all these unbelievable, amazing people that I just treated as regular people because that's what I thought they were, and that's what I still think they are. But I just think about the jams. You know, there's jams all the time, and I want to give a shout out to all those guys out there, especially the pro jams who
Yeah.
take the time to put together jams and run jams because it is not an easy thing. And
And it starts so late that whoever's doing it is you tired than hell before it starts.
I used to drive from San Diego to LA because I still had my avocado ranch at the time. So
Oh.
I would drive 3.5 hours from San Diego area to
Uh-huh.
LA, get there early to run the jam. I kid you not, in LA,
Uh-huh.
over Ventura, we'd do the jam. You know, I had all these big. By the time my jam wound up in the jam that you go to in LA, so I had all the rock guys. I had the Slashes and the Lucathurs and the Vivian Campbells and Lighthouse, and then I started getting like the black celebrities coming in. But then I would finish that at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then drive back to San Diego.
Ooh, I know that drive.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo.
But I got my first commercial out of that. Working with Stevie Wonder's band, didn't know who they were. You know, my very first band in LA. Someone invited me to join a band. I met them at the jam, and we wound up doing like 6 gigs together. They put together this band. Now the guy's named Adam Stark who put it together. He's now like the vice president of Pixar, but he was a guitarist. And the band was Gerald Johnson on bass and James
I know Gerald. Yeah.
and James Gasson on drums.
One of my dearest friends. I love Gatson. I love him. I love him.
It's called the Invitation All Stars. Again,
man.
didn't know who I was playing with. Had no idea who I was playing with. It was years later that I was like, holy crap, you know.
Oh yeah, Gatson has done more records than everybody else I know combined.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and if you go pick up his Wikipedia, you start looking up. I think it's something. I looked one time. We looked. I think it was something like he's the guy on 200 number one hit songs.
Yeah,
and I forgot how many hundred albums, but like 200 number one hit songs. He's the drummer.
And the sweetest person, the sweetest guy, just a nice guy. But okay, Willie Walker, I have to mention this.
Okay.
You know, when I got a scholarship to University of Minnesota. So I went from LA, got to Minneapolis in middle of April, and it was like 19 degrees. I was like, what the? but that, they had all these little ghetto clubs. A lot of them were in the basement.
Uh-huh.
And one of the first people I met was this cat playing a 335, playing his ass off and singing his ass off, Wee Willie Walker.
It was Wee Willie.
Yeah, I mean, Willie, everybody in Minneapolis knew Willie. If you talk to Jelly Bean, if you talk to any of the cats from Time, those guys, when I met Bean and all of those cats, Prince, when he was 14 or 15, those were the kids.
Yeah.
But Willie Walker was a legend in that town. And I'm just sorry that people on the cruises never got to hear him play guitar.
I don't know if I ever got to hear him play guitar.
Willie
He was
Walker.
always singing. His voice threw me out,
Willie Walker on a 335 would hurt you. And then, and because he had his day job, when gigs were over, man, he was the first cat out. Man, I got to get up at 5:30. And, and it's already 1:32 in the morning. So meeting him, re-meeting him on the cruise.
How long? Wait a minute. How long was in between, Larry? Between then and there?
Between when I saw Willie again?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, we're talking. I was at university there from 74 to 77. And so when I saw Willie again, it was in the 2000s because he had retired from his day job.
Holy crap.
So yeah, it was a good 40-year gap between when I first met him and when he started doing the cruises.
See, I could tell, I'm going to tell you this, but I could tell when I heard him sing and when he took the stage, even at the jail, and we didn't know we know. When he took the stage at the jail, I was like, this guy's pro. Who is he? My thought was, who is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, he just kept his day job till he retired and then decided, to go on a blues cruise.
Well, I know another guy like that I used to play with, which I kept hoping that he would come over to the blues world and just blow people away. Probably the greatest guitarist I've ever known. His name is Michael Mose. He used to be with me in San Diego. Parliament wanted him a long time ago. He did a little stuff with Etta James, but mostly he kept his day job. He'd been working for Z-Paint for like 28, 29 years. I think he finally just retired. Guitar, singer, 3 octaves, and he can play like nobody can play. His name is Michael Mose. You guys ever see Michael Mose, y'all slap him across the head and make him go somewhere and play because the world should know him. I mean, and I don't say that lightly, but Michael Mose. But I digress. I mean, I before we get, we got time, but I want to go. I want to play. I've had the privilege, I've had the luck and the opportunity to work with you guys several times. With Deb Ryder, I came in and worked on that album, and I had promised Tony about this other album before I signed the deal, and we came in and we did that one. Even though I thought it was, I told you earlier, I thought it was going to be 2 songs, but it was a whole album. But
yes,
I want to play one off of that one, and then I'm gonna get out the way and play one from the Phantom Blues Band. And then we're gonna let you go because you've been kind to be here. But again, the question of the day was about soul food, but we got off of that subject. Larry Fulcher's here. Didn't know he was gonna be here. He came in and saved my butt. I'm so blessed to know the people that I know. So Larry, I'm gonna be quiet. Let me move you off screen. Set this one. Right on. Here we go. I'm almost like did I die? It looked like I got.
You can't. You resurrected. You're back, man.
All right. I'm set this one up for me.
All right.
What is it? This was JB and the Ultratone All Stars, right?
Yeah, otherwise known as the Phantom Blues Band.
and I can't explain why all this time my love was in vain. I just can't stay. I've got to go away and leave you with a broken heart. I'm not the trouble, but I share your pain. No good memories when deep scars remain. Staying won't be easy. This needs a new start. So I'm leaving with a broken heart. One man, one woman, living life all alone. One soul, living life lonely as we were before. No more sunny sky, just pouring rain. No more empty reasons for me to explain. I'll write the story about a brand new start. So I leave you with a broken heart. One man, one woman, living life all alone. One soul, living life lonely as we were before. We come into this life all alone. We go out the same way. Just like we wake up in the morning time and start a brand new day. One man, one woman, living life all alone. One soul, living life lonely as we were before. One man, one woman, living life all alone. One soul, living life lonely as we were before. Lonely.
You know what's so funny, Larry, is I had forgot about that album and someone brought it back to me. I had forgot we done it. Everything was going on. Have you listened to it since then?
No, I mean, I maybe have listened to it, but it's been a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We
just
kicked butt.
yeah, we did. I mean, all those tunes, we were just being introduced to those songs.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean? It's not. You sang your ass off.
I was hoarse as hell, but I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to read it. But I went back and I listened to them again, and I was just like, man, this was actually a really good album.
Yes, it is an excellent album, and it started us wanting to someday do some shows with you and some traveling with you, and we still would love to do that. We still would. We just would love the heck out of that.
I got my McFly on. It's hard to be. I got to keep it. But yeah. All right,
we're ready. We're ready.
Ooh, that'd be a hell of a tour. Let me play one more. Today, my special guest has been Larry Fulcher, y'all. He wasn't even supposed to be on today. He just came in and saved my butt. Joy Connor was originally supposed to be here. We want to say blessings to her. She's got a great commercial, whatever. But this was a blessing for my spirit and soul. We're gonna bring Larry back the last Tuesday of February, and we're gonna get a chance to promote that because this was a surprise for y'all. So those that didn't tune in, missed this part, and we'll have a whole different conversation. The conversation today was about soul food, but we got into other type of soul food. So I did what we got into. That was really good.
See,
Larry,
I gotta confess, born in East Texas, but for me, soul food is still Mexican food.
Well, hey, but you're a California cat. You're a California cat deep down.
That's it. That's it.
Deep down inside, you California. I ain't gonna hold that against you, because I'm telling you, I've been out in California now since I came out here in the Marine Corps in '86. I brought my youngest brother out when he turned 18. He lived out here for about 8 to 9 years or 10 years before he moved back to Texas. He's now a federal corrections officer right outside of Dallas in Mansfield. And my other brother moved back to Tyler. And he calls me up all the time and be like, "Hey, dog, why don't you FedEx me one of them corn inside of burritos? Because I can't get Alberto's. See, he was here with the Alberto's before Mom and Papa Alberto's.
Oh yeah, yes.
He's like, man, see what I'm like, it's hard to find the Alberto's. I can find the Rodrigos and Federicos and all them. I said the Alberto's, there's only a few of them now in the state. He's always
I'm just amazed that you and I never met at the Belly Up, because I played the Belly Up so many times in Solana Beach.
You know what's so weird?
It's crazy.
You know, we had our own night there. We wound up they wound up giving us Thursday nights as our night. We held that night. And my keyboard player at the time, Martin Greaves, who was also with Mad Dogs and Englishmen, was the main sound guy. The main sound guy at the Belly Up. So I don't know how, but remember I was bouncing. I had left music. I had only come back and Pam kind of got me back into music in 98, 99. So I was playing the Belly Up with a band called the Urban Gypsies. So the funny thing is, you probably know, James East, Nathan East's brother, was my bass player. Charlie George from Birdie Bird was the drummer. Sometimes Nutricator, Martin Greaves on keyboards, Michael Mose was playing guitar, and Monette Marino. I don't know if you know Monette. She's considered the number 2 hand drummer in the world or whatever. Monette Marino on congas and timbales and djembe. She married Mamadi Kintu, the number 1 hand drummer.
Yeah.
They have a child together. And that was the kind of like the band, and we off and on. I mean, we like 8, 9 piece band, and we were kicking up that soul funk world. But the thing was, all them people, everybody in that band had been there and done that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to write original stuff. I think we had like a couple of originals that people loved. I mean, we were doing the opening slot. Like we was opening for Venice. We opened for the what do they call it, Super Diamond and all these guys, and they finally gave us our own night. But I want to do original stuff, and that's kind of like when I started being gravitated to the blues. And Monette's father, Jim Marino, I don't know if you know Jim, but Jim was one of the original members of the Ink Spots.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and so Jim came to me and Pam one time and set us down and told me, he's like, "Sure, you got a great voice, you got an opportunity. This you need to. Unfortunately, you got to leave your band and go out and try something else and do something else." And I was like, "What?" Because he's like, the cover thing is not for you. You need to go out and do something. And so I literally left my band, and then Pam started finding these blues jams, and I went to a blues jam in Temecula, California, and that's where I met Dwayne Hathaway and Jimmy King and became a member of Aunt Kissie's Boys, and the rest was history from there.
Wow! Oh, I'm so glad they told you to go do your own stuff, because you certainly are. And man, people just love you.
Well,
including me.
Well, thank you, brother. That means a lot. So thank you very much. I said, "Where's my Belly Up?"
There you go. Yeah, man. I had every Tuesday night playing reggae with the Reggae All Stars, and then I would do weekends with another band from Laguna Beach called the Rebel Rockers.
The Rebel. Are you part of that band?
That was a huge band. Yeah.
There was a huge reggae thing that was going on at the Belly Up because I can't remember who the girl was that did the booking. But pretty much, I swear to God, every time I turned around, it was either reggae or Etta James. It was either Etta James or reggae. That's all that was playing in the belly up. I remember that like the back of my head.
Yeah, I love that place, man. Mac Falk, who was one of the original managers. I love the belly up. It was home. You know, it was home. Dave Hodges, who took that old boat place and turned it into a nightclub. And there's not a sweeter human being on this planet than Dave Hodges.
Wow.
This is just not.
Well, see, Larry, the funny thing now is scary as I sat there and watched you several times.
Ooh, you saw the Rebel Rock?
Yeah, because I came in the belly up. I was in there, but I was still a bouncer and bodyguard at that time. So on my off nights, I was coming. So I watched it, didn't even realize it. You know, and then we kind of started that. You know, so when the Urban Gypsies came around, San Diego kind of moved over. And that time we had the B-side players, Dr. Funkenstein, us, the Art Decos, I think they were called, Detroit Underground, and there was the Filipino band Makai.
Yeah,
but we were all doing corporate stuff.
Yeah,
Belly Up was like almost always reggae. I swear to God, every time I turned around, it was reggae. If it wasn't reggae, it was Etta James
or Tower Power.
And funny thing was, I had Cal David on. I met the Tower Power guys through Michael Moore.
Cal David, man. I see Cal's name up here. That is one of the nicest human beings on this planet. From Illinois Speed Press. I started listening to Cal David in the 70s.
Cal was on last week. And I met Cal through Michael Moles. Cal played one of his vinyls for me. And then Cal's like, I'm going to take you to meet him. And we drove from the coast and went out to Palm Springs, and Cal was still running the blue guitar. That's how Cal became friends. Him and Miss Lori.
Miss Lori, they're just nice. They're nice people.
Good people, man. And I've known them for years now. So, matter of fact, I think he did say something on here. I saw him. He did say something to you.
Oh, he asked who's the guitar player on that track.
On which one?
The track that we recorded at Johnny's.
Oh, that was
it's a German cat, right?
Yeah, James Bolin. James Bolin. James, don't get me messed up now. James Bolin. James Bolin. Jens Bolin.
Yes, Jens. Yes.
Yeah, great guy. Well, listen, y'all. My secret guest today has been Larry Fulcher. Larry, thank you again, and for taking the time. Again, y'all, he will be my guest for the last Tuesday of February. We will promote that and give him his propers and that he should have. But from the bottom of my heart, my brother, I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
You got my phone number. Just call.
Well, I appreciate it. We're gonna play one more video before I let you go. This one is the Phantom Blues Band. Bless your soul. Be cool. Check it out. Let me move me out the way.
Run away, girl, what are you running
much too sweet. That's what my mama used to warn me. But your love has knocked me to my knees. You put a spell on me, baby. Oh, you turn my body inside out. But now the summer's gone, sugar too. I guess the little bird is heading south. Hey, hey, stop running away from my love. You run away, girl. What are you running from? I'm a patient man, but I've had enough. Why don't you stop running away from my love? I'm a fool for the taste, baby. Oh, I know someday it's gonna slow down. Don't let my love go to waste, baby. You've got to get ready for the showdown. You put a spell on me now, baby. You turned my body inside out. But now the summer's gone and the sugar too. Oh, I guess the little bird is headed south. Headed south now, baby. Stop running away from my love. Run away, girl, what are you running from? I'm a patient man, but I've had enough. Why don't you stop running away from my love? Stop running away from my love. Run away, girl, what are you running from? I'm a patient man, but I've had enough. Why don't you stop running away from my love? Don't run away from me now, baby. You just don't run away, girl. What you running from? Why don't you stop running away from my love?
Woo. That's tight, man. When did y'all record that?
Ooh, man. Let's see. Probably a couple of years ago. No. Wait, no. That album came out last year, 2020.
Oh, Mad Dog 2020. Huh?
Yeah, and in spite of the pandemic and all, people really responded to it.
Right on.
So, just counting blessings.
Well, not only that, but you guys are some bad cats and you can play your butts off. Who was that singing?
That was me.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Man, you sound good, man.
Thanks, man. So because some good.
I didn't know what the hell they was talking about. I said, I didn't know Larry sang. Mary Hart was like singing Larry. I'm like, what you talking about? Right on, man. Right on. You sounded great.
Thank you, man. Well, I'm in a band with Mike Finnegan. You know what I mean? So
matter of fact, Mike is my guest next week.
Good. He's one of my favorite singers on this planet. So it's another thing like counting blessings. Look around the stage and there's Mike Finnegan, there's Johnny Shell, there's Bronigo behind me, there's Joe Sublette playing saxophone. And it's nice to hear it when I'm not doing it and be able to appreciate it and be able to listen like a listener and not criticize the singing too much.
I don't. I know the feeling, man. It's weird it's whoa, wait, it's kind of weird because people don't. I, I I don't like hearing myself sing because all I hear usually are the mistakes or how hoarse I was, or in my head I think I should have went here, and
Yes.
it's like, and others be like, "Oh, that sounds great." I'm sitting there like, "Oh, that was horrible."
Yeah, thank you, but
Yeah, thank you, but
yeah.
that's uh, that's yeah. I know the feeling. I wanna uh, I wanna check something else out real quick before I let you let you run away. Let me
All
see if I
right.
can find this. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna find this. Hello, hello. I hope
Uh-oh.
hope you can't hear that. I'll get rid of that.
Is it Rich? Are you gonna play Richard Pryor?
No, no. But I want to let me see if I can get this on, and then we're gonna let you go. You have been more than a sport today. I always loved you, but now I owe you too. So
Well, East Texas, man, we family, so it's anytime.
you can say that. We probably really are family.
Mm-hmm.
So I was
Yeah.
listening to you sing that, and again shocked me. I had no idea that you could sing like that. I've always known you. First of all, I learned two things about you today I didn't know. Didn't know you was a singer. Did not know you played keyboards. Okay, you can hide. Now I'm about to tie you up with duct tape and find out what's really going on.
Well, man, it's music is a thing. It's sometimes I say it's a disease. It's an ailment. I mean, you catch it and then you're subject to it. Forever. It's a blessing, but it's an addiction.
Yeah.
Affliction almost.
Yeah.
So I'm just thankful to the man upstairs, and I have this philosophy in music and in sessions and in bands, and I always want to play with people better than me. You know what I mean? Because I want something to have to reach for. I do not want to be the best player in the band ever, because then you get complacent or you don't strive. There's not something they're pushing you to be to move it up.
Yeah, I like that, and I think most great competitors have always felt that way. But before we go, as always, y'all know me. It's Sugar Ray. This has been Mr. Larry Fulcher. As always, y'all, please, for God's sakes, be good to one another. But before I go, I want to. This is another cat that I played with. We were talking about James Gasson, and just like you just fooled me, I didn't know that this cat could sing. So not only
are you gonna play what I think?
Yes, I am. Not only is he on 200 #1 hit songs. We're not talking about how many songs he's played on how many albums. I'm just telling you that there's over 200 #1 hit songs over the last 40 some odd years that James Gasson is the drummer on. I remember one last time I saw him, he was playing with CeeLo Green, but that's a whole other story. But
every Bill Withers hit you ever heard, Use Me, all of those grooves with Bill Withers, man, are just sick.
Watts 145th, express yourself at all. I mean,
Paul
McCartney, Michael Jackson. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I did not know that he was this great of a singer. I didn't know he was a singer at all. And we had been playing together, and we were at the Little Baked Potato, and I know you know the Baked Potato.
Yes, I do.
And Kevin Eubanks, remember Kevin Eubanks?
Yes.
So we were playing one night, and Kevin Eubanks come in, and he's in there with some cats, and he yells up the guys, "Play, sing Loveland." I'm looking back at James like, "What are you talking about?" And James like, "Man, I ain't saying that in years," and blah, blah, blah. But here it is, y'all. Mr. James Gasson, boy, I'm going to leave y'all with this. This is Mr. James Gasson, Loveland. This is the greatest drummer in the world, in my opinion. And here's him singing.
I've heard all about Loveland and all of its many charms, but I know I'll never get to Loveland unless I'm wrapped up in your arms. Got to take me with you. If
to walk down that golden street, hand in hand with you where all the lovers meet. Oh, I'd love to go to Loveland with you, pretty baby, 'cause my love is true. I swear I do. I have heard all of
And they're probably gonna get me for playing this one, but hey,
and all of it to you so hard. Well, loneliness just can't enter, and happiness is the answer. Got to take me with you, baby. Got to take me with you. Oh yeah.
Can I freeze there?
How I'd love to walk down that golden street, hand in hand with you where all the lovers meet. How I'd love to go to Loveland with
All right,
you.
y'all. Larry Fulcher, we're leaving you with James Gasson. God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless.
Peace. Be good.
Oh, I'd like to walk with you.